Subscribe to our channel.
What's going on, everybody? It is I, Jacob Moore, the self-proclaimed angry Bills fan.
Wow.
Joined by the usual
proclaimed. I think that's everybody proclaimed.
Showtime, baby. That's right. And of course, we have Adam, the GOAT, and Sam, who wants baseball season.
Nice.
But look, as much as 2/3 of us here are Bills fans, life does move on, and we have some more action-packed football today. So, which game out of these two are you guys most looking forward to?
Pats Texans, the first game. That game,
Bears.
I can't wait for that game. That's gonna be fun. Rams Bears is actually gonna be a good game as well. I think that one's gonna be. I think that one's gonna be a shootout.
Those who like offense
Texans
should
gonna
pay
be a
no
tough game.
attention to the Patriots and Texans.
Yeah, Pats and
but
Texans
those who
gonna
want
be
a good
game.
defensive game, that's two good defenses. The first game's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, that second game's gonna be like high scoring. Like that game's gonna be crazy.
Key's looking forward to the Rams versus the
Bears. Rams, Dan? Are you kidding
Dan
me?
says go Rams. Dennis says Bears, baby.
Bears all day.
You know what? I just want the most chaos physically possible at this point now that my Bills are out.
Bears would be chaos then.
So I want the Bears and the Texans to win. Screw it. And I will say,
that would probably be who I want.
I don't think it's impossible either for that to happen. Like, I mean, the Bears. Oh, apparently Dan's been fired.
Yeah. Fair
Apologies, Dan. You've been eliminated.
You've been fired by the chat.
Thank you.
Fired by the chat. Chat, you've been fired by the comment section.
But look, let's start to break down a little bit first this Texans versus Patriots game. And I think this might come down to which team can just find a little bit of room on the field. These are two really good defenses, but I do think the Texans defense is better than the Patriots. So, well, Dan's crush is a Rams fan. Okay, Dan. Okay. Yeah, Lane's a big fan of Loveland, that incredible tight end.
Colston Loveland, great tight end. Great tight end.
So, we'll have to see here, but I really think with this Texan-Patriots game, I think Drake May is going to have a harder time moving the ball this game than he did the last game, because I think this Texans defense is probably the best defense left.
Well, you could say their secondary is like, I think a big thing for the Patriots today would be They got to get the run game going because that Texans secondary is scary. Like that secondary is very like Derek Stingley and those guys are all very good at their jobs. I wouldn't want to be if they are going to throw, they're going to have to throw like in
check
short
downs.
yeah.
Because
They
you're not even
cannot
going to be
throw
able to
deep.
run the ball that well. They're good against the
Yeah.
run too.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be interesting to see what McDaniel comes up with to try and get any points against this Texans defense. They're gonna be very hard to score against.
We saw what the Texans did last week, right? Like this defense.
Well, the Steelers' offense has sucked for years, so
I mean,
saw that coming.
true, but I still, no disrespect to Drake May, but I still don't know if I have enough faith in him yet. If he pulls
Fair.
off a really good game today, then I'm going to start to believe the Drake May hype.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean, whoever
that's what I
wins
want to
this
see.
game might have an easy path with Bo Nix being injured
Oh
now.
man,
Yeah,
you
that
got to feel for
sucks.
Bo Nix.
Sucks. He had such a good
There's been
game,
some
too.
rumors that he ended up hurting his ankle on the knee down.
Yep. Yeah,
Ooh,
it was
That's what it's
wow.
one of the
like,
final
so-
plays before the field goal.
Do you
He
remember,
got
guys, how
tackled
I
in the
was literally
backfield and he
saying
broke
to
his
you pregame, I don't know why they don't use backup quarterbacks for simple plays like that to take the reps away from the starters in case of injury?
Yeah, that's like a freak accident. though.
I
That's
get it,
crazy, and
but
that's
let's
if
be
that's
honest,
what
the
hurt him.
Broncos season is done, and I know it's a take that people don't agree with, but again, if you're literally just grabbing the ball and taking a knee, just put your backup out there because now your season's done.
Well, like clearly, the Broncos sound like they have faith in their quarterback.
Well, of
given
course
the way
they're going to
that-
say they have faith in him.
Yeah,
I mean, your head coach is just
but I
not
feel like you
gonna-
have to.
You're not just
I
going to
feel
be like,
you
"Nah,
have
we're
to at this
cooked."
point. Like you gotta have to. But to come out and say that you think he would start for some teams in the NFL is not just coming out and saying.
I
that you
mean,
think
sure,
he's-
they're the
Like,
Jets.
that's crazy
if,
to come out and say.
Well, yeah, he would start for the Jets. The Steelers aren't going to have a starting quarterback again, so sure.
And say what you
Well,
want
apparently
about Justin
they
Fields,
want
but there's
Aaron
no
back.
way he almost gets shut out by a bunch of second string guys from Buffalo in Week 18.
The crazy thing is, though, Justin Fields looked okay in Pittsburgh, which
He
was
looked
weird.
okay. Just
I mean, no, but what I mean is he looked like garbage in the Jets. In Pittsburgh, he looked okay.
Yeah. The Jets though are a disaster. Like outside of like I don't know, it's just
Ugh, Dan, no.
they're not bringing him back. They're not gonna do
Dan
that.
Rodgers has been washed for like almost 10 years, man.
He cannot. I would be surprised if he plays next season. I would be genuinely surprised if he
Yeah.
actually came back and played next season. There's no
But-
way he thinks it's a good idea.
But you guys have an interesting point. The winner of this Texan Patriots game potentially has the easiest path to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, because going through the Seahawks.
I don't think anyone's,
wouldn't-
after what I saw
I wouldn't
yesterday,
wanna
no one's
be-
beating the Seahawks.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be the Bears or the Rams
Nope,
because
me
going through
neither.
the Seahawks looks terrifying. Like that team looks really good.
And, like, I
heating
saw
up in the
online a
right
lot of
time.
Yeah,
people
they did that
saying-
with Darnold being limited due to the oblique as well.
Yeah,
They scored
exactly. Like, that's
40-something
scary.
points when your quarterback has a big oblique injury. Like
Like that's
What?
scary. Like that is their receiving core is really good though. Like their run game was phenomenal. Like it's gonna be.
So
very
Lane is
interesting.
saying that apparently now they're saying he didn't hurt his
it
ankle
wasn't on the knee. No, he got
Yeah, I
tackled.
wonder if
in
it
the
was on one of the
backfield.
rushes.
Yeah, it was on one of the rushes. I said because
Yeah.
he got tackled in the backfield, and that's when he hurt the bone in his ankle.
Injured on taking a knee on his ankle. Like
It
that,
can happen. I mean,
It
we-
could, but like
could.
that is crazy. If
That was just what I
That's
had
what he
saw
got
on,
injured on.
but I mean, remember, as I said, it wasn't confirmed. That's just what I had been.
Yeah.
Truthfully, most of my feed is just about the Bills and catch or no catch is the game everyone's playing at the moment.
Listen.
been a lot
say
of-
what you want about
Getting
that
annoying.
call.
But a lot of
Say what you want
arguments.
about that call yesterday. They should have never been in that spot. You don't turn the ball over 5 times. You never
Well,
even
and
get
that was
that.
kind of my point.
I'm just getting annoyed at this point with everybody talking about it because I'm like, guys, you turned over the ball 5 times. It doesn't matter at the end of the day if that was a catch or not because
Well, I wouldn't say it doesn't matter
no, it's not. No, but it's
because
like,
if that's a
those
catch, the Bills play a
turnovers-
terrible game and still win.
Yeah, but if they don't turn over the ball, the amount of times they turned over ahead of that interception doesn't make a difference.
Oh, 100%. And that's what I said
Like-
on my 40-minute rant last night. That I'm like, at the end of the day, I don't care about the quote unquote calls, because mind you, they were all pass interference calls in overtime. Did I like all the calls? No, but they were legitimate calls. And none of that matters if the Bills play better in the second and third quarter. That's kind of where they lost this game. It's unfortunate, but I mean,
First half.
I am curious to see what happens to their coach. For people, I've seen people say Josh Allen should be traded. That's ludicrous. As much as I put some of the blame on Josh Allen last night, as I did say it was not solely him, it's a team effort.
I
You win
mean,
as a team, you lose as a
those who
team.
are asking for that need to know that if it wasn't for Josh Allen, the Bills would probably be a last place team.
Yeah, they're not
Yeah.
actually that good
They're a garbage team.
with a
and they
really
have
good quarterback.
Josh Allen.
They need a lot of work, but Dan is saying fire the GM. You know why, Dan?
He's an idiot.
That's why I agree with you that they need to fire the GM, because you had an opportunity at trade deadline to do something and you did bupkis. But I am curious today, though, between this Texans and Patriots game. I do agree with you guys. I think the winner of that divisional game will go on to the Super Bowl, because I don't see the Broncos barely beat the Bills when the Bills had probably the worst game they've played in 5 weeks. And they barely beat them. I don't see them being able to do what they did against either one of those defenses, especially without Bo Nix.
Because not only that, obviously they're going to be at home, which obviously helps, but the Patriots, everyone's talking so much about the Texans defense, and for good reason. It's the best in the league, but the Patriots are right up there too.
Oh yeah, that Patriots defense is very, very good. One of
I
their
guess
players
I
I
have a
know went
little-
into concussion protocol last week. Is he playing tonight?
Who, sorry?
One of their defense players got hurt, but I don't know if he's playing tonight, if he's still in concussion protocol or not.
I don't know.
He got taken out of the game. Let me look and see, because I don't remember. I'll recognize his name when I see it.
I guess my only thing, though, in this one is, for me personally, I have more faith in CJ Stroud than I do in Drake May, just because CJ Stroud's just got a little bit more experience.
Yeah.
Right. And he's won a
3
couple playoff
starts.
games. He's been here before. I'm not saying that Drake May can't do it. I think he is completely capable of doing it. I just have more faith in CJ Stroud right now, and I think the Texans defense can hold the Patriots to little points and give them a legitimate chance. Now, like I've said, at this point, I don't think anyone's beating the Seahawks once they get to the finals. I think the Seahawks are just way too stacked. I felt bad for the 49ers yesterday. I've seen people saying that was the more embarrassing loss. I think the 49ers just literally ran out of players.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it came down to. I thought Brock Purdy actually played pretty well in that game, all things considered, but the Seahawks.
Yeah, no one was open.
And I mean,
no one was open, and their line's just so good. He can't escape anywhere, and no one's open. So what is he supposed to do? Throw it away? Well, you can't move down the field if you do that.
No. And between the Rams and the Bears, actually, I don't know if you guys agree with me. I think these are two very even teams. Again, you are looking at who's going to get it done. If you're looking at pure quarterback, you got to give it to Matthew Stafford, even though Caleb Williams has been very clutch this season. Matthew Stafford's been there, done that, right? Like, he's won a Super Bowl. He's been on multiple playoff runs. He's a veteran. He's probably going to win he's probably going to win MVP this year. So I just kind of look at it. I think the Rams will win, but I want the Bears to win. I would love the chaos.
What I think would be interesting, though, tonight, because I think I don't like it's pretty awesome that the Bears can win and score so many points in the fourth quarter. I just don't know how much longer their magic, not their magic, but their luck, like how much longer until their luck really runs out for the Bears, that they can keep going down by the amount of points they go down sometimes, like especially after that in that Packers game, like they're down by 15 at one point.
I'm sure the Packers coach still has his job.
I don't think they can afford to keep doing that.
That's the biggest thing, right? For the Bears is they can't let LA get off to a big enough lead where they can just steamroll in the second half, because LA's offense is so much better than the Packers, or at least they're more consistent.
Yeah, I would say they're more consistent. I think the Packers offense has the ability
Yeah,
to
they
being one of
definitely
the best offenses in the league. They're just inconsistent. And I don't see the Rams having that inconsistency. I know, let's be honest, their playoff game against the Panthers was not their best game. I think if they play the way they did against the Panthers, they're going to lose to the Bears today.
Mhm.
Because not that I'm not discrediting the Panthers when I say this, but the Rams should have demolished the Panthers. We should have saw what we saw with Seattle versus the 49ers yesterday. That game should have been a cakewalk.
I don't
You have
think
an
quite
under
to that
500
level.
team versus a team with an MVP quarterback. That should not have been close.
Okay,
But it
but I
was.
don't think quite to that level of last night.
Oh, Adam, you are muted at the moment. And he's disappeared.
Oh,
As soon as I said he's muted, he's
I
like,
think you're lying.
and just decided to leave. But
hopefully Adam can get back.
Key is predicting, well, Key's cat, I should say, sorry, is predicting a 14-13 Patriots win and a 42-38 Rams win.
That
And
would
Adam is
be
back.
pretty realistic, and I
yeah,
would
like-
love to see it.
Welcome back, Adam.
Thank you. That's
Sam
a very
cried.
high scoring game for the Rams game. Jeez Louise.
Sam literally cried when you left.
Yeah, I did.
I had to
did.
console him.
Yeah,
Good to know
But-
I'm appreciated.
yeah.
But I mean, I think I could see both those scores being the way kitty cat meow meow is saying, because I could see the Patriots Texans game being very low scoring. And I could see the Rams Bears game being very high scoring, because you have two teams. Basically, you have two teams who are really good defensively and two teams that are really good offensively going head to head in both of these matchups. So that's what I'm really waiting to see, is which offense can pull away and which defense can pull away. I do actually think, though, the Texans will beat the Patriots. Like I said, I don't think the Patriots are quite there yet. And I'm not just saying that as a Bills fan who was hoping that, but I actually feel the Texans are just ready to take that next step. And I want the Bears to win, but I actually do think the Rams will win that one again. I think it's just, I don't know if the Bears are quite ready to take that next step. I agree with what Sam was saying. If the Rams get a big lead, the Bears are going to have a harder time playing catch up to what they did against the Packers.
Yeah. I agree to that as well. Like,
If
I
the
just
Bears,
think
if they're close at halftime,
the Bears
like
are big
Rams, you better
fans.
watch out.
Yeah. That Bears team can score. That their second half is much better than their first half. And they showed that last week. So I think it would be interesting to see how the Rams kind of play this game, if they go like full out to start and try and build as big of a lead as they can. But I guess that would be up to how good their defense stands to that Bears offense.
Lane, the Broncos can't sign Rodgers because he's still under contract with the Steelers,
Can anyone
It's
make
just-
a
he has no-
signing? at
and
this
they
point in
probably
the year?
can't trade right now because you're past the deadline and you're not
Yeah.
at the.
I don't know. Bring in Phillip Rivers. Why not? Give him one more run if you're
He
allowed
would
to
still
sign
be under
someone.
contract with the Colts.
Oh yeah, he would be. Tom Brady, get out of the press box. Which actually, all jokes about Tom Brady aside, I think he's gotten so much better at color commentary
has.
from last
He
year to
has.
this year.
Yes.
Like Tony Romo still just whoa.
I'm
But,
pretty
Tom
sure-
Brady actually does a good job now.
I could swear they told Tony Romo to stop predicting plays or something. Like Tony Romo was doing that for a while, where he just told you exactly what was about to. He did that last night during
Yeah.
last night's game, or during the Bills game, I think it was.
I
was just-
honestly like Romo. I
like-
know a lot of Bills fans hate him, but I have no problem with Tony Romo.
I think Bills fans just hate the world right now. I'm just
Listen,
gonna-
like the only reason why he's glazing sometimes is because Mahomes has constantly got it done against Allen. There's a reason
Yeah.
for this stuff.
well, it's the
If you
same
don't
thing
want
I
that to
think, right?
happen,
And I know
then the
people
Bills
would
need to
like
start
take-
proving to him that they can get to the Super Bowl. Because
Yeah.
Well,
a
not even
lot of
just get to
times,
the Super Bowl. Can they win a Super Bowl? Like, I mean, oh my gosh.
well,
I'm
they
like,
haven't
we
even
went down
gotten
this
one
rabbit
since
hole
the
again.
90s. But
But
I'm
I
saying,
mean,
like, if you want it, like, if you actually like watch a lot of his games with the Bills, he glazes the Bills a lot too.
And Dan wants Terrell Owens in the broadcast booth. I think that would be a disaster.
That would be quite interesting to see.
That's my play-by-play. That's my teammate. That'd be terrible until time the play-by-play gets criticized. But but no, like I think we're gonna see a couple great games today. I mean,
There's not a lot of players that have turned play-by-play. Like for baseball, I know Buck Martinez did it for a long time,
he
but
was
like
good.
that's the only one I can think of that's done play-by-play. The rest are just doing color.
Well, you know what? It's not easy to go from on the ice to in the booth, right? I don't think people quite
Especially
understand how
play-by-play.
difficult
It's a
that
whole
is.
different thing you have to learn.
It is.
Well, like I like that Tom Brady this year. Like I know last year he didn't. I don't know. I didn't like watching when he did his broadcast because I just he wasn't great at it. But I think this year, like he's done a good job of just like explaining. He was basically just talking about what he sees basically out of the quarterback, and like he's just telling you what the quarterback's going through. Basically, he's just talking about his experiences pretty much as a quarterback, which is what I think you kind of wanted to see out of Tom Brady was his insight, his football IQ. I don't think he did a good job of it last year, but I thought he's done a much better job this year, which I like.
I think so too. And I mean, like, I think in general, the broadcasts in general have actually been pretty good this year for the football, so I can't complain. And if you're not a team specific fan, the playoffs have been great. Like so far, I would say last year the NFL playoffs left me wanting more.
So far.
This year, there's only been 2 blowouts, I think, if I'm
and only 2 games that have actually been one game that's actually been boring. Just
so I will say the Patriots Chargers wasn't a blowout, but it just seemed like one because the Chargers never had a chance.
Yeah, that game
Herbert
was just,
sucked. That whole
depressing.
offense. Sucked.
I was more thinking like
see
the
it coming
Steelers
too.
game and then the
Oh
one last
yes,
night. Those were the 2 blowouts that I
forgot about
thinking
that one.
of
I don't watch
because
the Steelers because they're annoying to watch.
I mean, you made a very smart decision not watching that game, Sam.
That game was boring.
Why watch a game where Aaron Rodgers is going against the best offense, the best like it's not going to be a close game.
No,
Rodgers has been washed since he's been off Green Bay. The Texans, I knew they were just going to eat him up, and that's what they did. His last pass as a Steeler probably was a pick six.
That was crazy that it actually was a pick six. Like that was a long pick six. So
the funniest one there was when Rodgers attempted to make a tackle and it did not go very well. But look, I'm very curious to see what happens here. If you haven't got a chance to yet watch them either, Dan and Lane did some great simulations of these playoff games that are going on today.
I did one.
Sure. And Sam as well. Sorry, my apologies.
Schedule sucks, so I only did one, but I did
make sure that you guys do check those out. I know the Bears versus the Rams.
Me and Lane did the Seahawks and 49ers, and that simulation was so much better than the real one.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that game was so fun.
Good.
I mean, I'm just hoping today we don't have any actual blowouts, right? And I want to say this too, as much as it's frustrating, I really hope we don't have any more games that we feel are decided by the officials. Like,
so here's what I'm hoping for the early game, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like a defensive style game, but I don't want it in a sense where like so many incomplete passes where they're just throwing it way away from their receivers. I want pass breakups. I don't want quarterbacks throwing the ball away. I want contested throws getting broken up or interceptions or that kind. I don't want, plays just completely failing. I want if it's going to be a defensive game, I want the defense to like really work for it.
Yeah,
I like that kind of game. Like if you get a 3-and-out, like, and you get a couple pass breakups, you get a nice little block from the D line on the running back, like just exciting defense, not like throwing the ball away and it's just boring, right? You want
to see plays made.
Yeah. So I love when defensive plays are made. It's awesome to see, but I don't want passes going way over the receiver. I'm like, well, what was that? That's not competitive.
No, it's not.
Take a chance. But
I think it would definitely be better if like we actually see teams going for it. And I think, especially in that first game, I think there will be a moment where a quarterback's just going to have to make a throw. and it'll be interesting. Or either the running back has to get an explosive run, or what you even saw from the Seahawks game. You know what? You get a huge kick return. Someone is going
That
to
was
have to make a
electric.
really big play, and I don't know which team will get that one big play. I think defensively, I think maybe these teams almost cancel each other out. I think the Texans are a little better, but like which team can
Well, here's
make
the
that
thing: the
one big play?
Patriots have a little bit of a better offense, and the Texans have a little bit of a better defense.
Yeah, that's
So
gonna be
it's like
interesting.
I'm not trying to diss CJ Stroud a little bit, but he's been in these spots against big, like good defensive teams in the playoffs where you can't just do it. You can't do anything. And it's not all his fault. No one's open, right? It's
Be interesting
so
to see how he copes.
I would love to see Stroud like get a big win like this because like he's got those big wins in college. He's got the experience in the NFL playoffs now. So I do agree he's got the more experience, but if the Patriots are going to be suffocating, he's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Well, it's just at least if CJ Stroud, though, you do look like this. He's been able to win games in the playoffs in the past. Like in 2023, he did win 2 games. He did at least win 1 game. Where in those 2 playoff games, you know what he did? Throw 449 yards and 3
Against the
touchdowns, no
Browns.
interceptions over those 2 games. Same again, 24,
I
where
agree.
he got through 2 games. However, the results weren't as solid. Only
Who'd
1
they
touchdown
beat
to
in
1
24?
interception.
Who'd they beat last year?
Well, 25 last year was when they only got
Oh.
through 1 game. But you have to look
Okay.
at it though. This is CJ Stroud's 7th playoff game of his career versus
Wow.
Drake May's 2nd.
Well,
That's why I
he's
just
been
really
in the league for so long now. Like, what the heck? I remember just like yesterday when I was watching him in college. What the
I know.
heck?
But you gotta remember though, CJ Stroud, since he's came into the league, has had. I don't think he gets enough credit for how much he's won, and I know it's not anything crazy, but he's gone to the playoffs every year since he's became a starter in the NFL,
Yeah.
and he has won multiple playoff games as a starter. People might
This
say
is
we
his
only
chance,
won 2.
bro.
Well, 2 was
If he
multiple.
gets by the Patriots here, he has a really good chance to go to the Super Bowl.
And I mean, I think CJ. That's just why I have a bit more faith in TJ, not TJ Stroud. Maybe TJ Stroud's a great quarterback too. Who knows?
Even if
But-
the Bills beat the Broncos yesterday,
Mhm.
I still would have picked the Texans to beat the Bills because they've beaten them the last 2 years, and it wasn't even close. The Texans had the Bills number too.
And it was just a crazy situation overall. Like, but I actually do feel the Texans have a legitimate shot here of going pretty far.
Yeah.
But I mean, time will tell, obviously, right? Like, you are waiting to see which team can get the offense going. And maybe, like I said, maybe I am completely wrong on Drake May. You guys are more college football fans than I am. Did Drake May have any like really big college games that you could compare to maybe what he's going to go through today?
No, North Carolina is not a good football program, and I know Bill Belichick went there, but he had garbage first season, like garbage. And
I don't think you're a Bill Belichick fan.
well, considering that he won 6 Super Bowls for the New England Patriots, I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan. No.
So I guess that's just why.
But no,
really
like North Carolina is a garbage football program. He didn't play in any big games, and if he did, he never won them because North Carolina sucks.
Okay, fair.
I'm not a Duke fan, by the way. I'm a D1 hater on that program.
I'm really feeling the Texans in this one. I think they have the upper hand. The Rams and Bears, it's a total toss-up for me. I don't know how you guys are feeling about those ones. Maybe you guys think I'm crazy.
I'll know by halftime.
You'll know by halftime?
Yeah.
But I want an answer now.
I just have a feeling of...
I mean, I can give you an answer now.
I have a feeling of Texans, but again, like I just want to it's hard to predict that one, I feel like, because they're both good teams. And I don't know about the later game too, because it's like it's gonna be a shootout. But I think I have a little bit more faith in Stafford than I do in Caleb Williams at this point, just because Stafford's won these games before.
Mm-hmm.
That would be that would be the only thing that puts the Rams over the top for me is Matt Stafford. That's the only one. That's the only reason I would put them over.
I guess too, you could kind of you're making a very similar argument for the Rams over the Bears the way I am about the Texans over the Patriots.
Yeah. But I think it's such a bigger discrepancy. It's bigger between the gap is bigger between Stafford, the experience of Stafford in these moments, because Stafford's been to the Super Bowl. He's won the big game. Like Texans, you can make the argument CJ Stroud's not won a bigger game than like May, I guess you could say, but like
he hasn't really won any big games. That's the thing.
Yeah,
he's played.
But this will be his third divisional round game he's played in already.
Yeah, but I would say like the Texans and the Patriots, I think it's just more in that decision. It's more of a toss-up. I would give the edge, just in my feeling, it's the Texans. But again, like I think it's, if I'm going to give an edge to the Rams or the Bears later, it's the Rams because of Matt Stafford's experience.
Caleb is a shakier Fajardo that gets lucky very often. Ooh, comparing him to Cody Fajardo, that's an interesting comparison. I love the Bears as a franchise. I'm just not sold on Caleb. And that's an interesting take. The only thing I would say, though, when you're comparing them to Fajardo does have a couple Grey Cup rings stuck in his ears,
starter too,
as Patrick Wall would say back in the day.
I loved that Grey Cup that the Alouettes won a few years ago. That was a really good game.
I had a love-hate for that Grey Cup because that was the year my Argos went 16-2, and I thought for sure we were going to the Grey Cup.
Sorry, but that was my favorite Grey Cup in the last. I mean, like
that was a great game. That was a good game.
But I would say for Caleb Williams, he's in a more like a Sam Darnold conversation to the fact that he's won really big games in the regular season, but he hasn't had to do it much in the playoffs. But I mean, he did it last week, right? He made that huge comeback.
That was a big game.
And I will say, I do see your point, Adam, to Matthew Stafford being certainly a much bigger. He's played in a lot more big games than Caleb Williams has. And Matthew Stafford is probably going to be the MVP this year. I don't know about them after what I saw against the Panthers. After what I saw from the Bears against the Packers, I almost have more confidence in the Bears this week than I do about the Rams, just because I thought the Rams almost choked against a team that, look, guys, I don't mean to be a jerk, but a team that probably shouldn't have even made the playoffs. Like,
the Panthers, they're
in the worst division in football, and that's the only reason why the Panthers made it.
Drake May versus Caleb Williams, Super Bowl.
Good to see you. Well, I guess I can't see you, Dan Gray, but I can see your picture that is lit. Remember, Dan Gray does run the Border Pulse. So if you're looking for real good hard news, make sure you head over to the Border Pulse. He does a phenomenal job out in the Alberta, Saskatchewan region. But if you're looking for news that's legit and not fake news, you want to head over to his site.
Was that a Trump impersonation? Because
maybe. You know what?
I think you're lying.
It's not true.
That's what I have to say about all that. Dan just says lit, fam.
Dan, quit it with the Toronto language, okay?
But no, I'm that's an interesting Super Bowl take, though. May versus Williams. If that happens,
I can see that happening.
If that happens, can we say the new wave of the NFL is here? Because you think about it, no Allen, no Lamar, no. I mean, you could argue that if Matthew Stafford doesn't win today, the new wave is here. Because then there'll be no Stafford, no Lamar, no Allen, no Mahomes, no Burrow. Like all the quarterbacks that over the kind of the era that replaced like the Tom Brady's and the Peyton Mannings and the Phillip Rivers and the, all these other great quarterbacks, Eli Manning, like now are we starting to see the next group of like the Mays, the Williams, I'm even going to say Bryce Young, as much as they didn't get it done. He had a great game. Even Trevor Lawrence. Like, I think we're starting to see the new trend of quarterbacks.
Oh, I wish the Jags didn't play the Bills, man. That Jaguars team could have went all the way, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I actually like that team a lot. Chicago needs a win, and New England, it's a Patriots owner. I mean, I would just like to see New England not win because I'm a Bills
I would much rather the Bears replacing the Chiefs as the team. Yeah. I would not get mad at them winning a Super Bowl year after year because one, they're in the NFC, and two, they're a likable team. The Chiefs, when they came up, sure, their first run was likable, but there was some signs that that could have been a. I just no.
No, I
They
think
became unlikable, basically.
I think
all
it's
it became.
very fair to say though the new wave is potentially here. Jalen Hurst is another one I didn't think to mention. But you think about it, he's been involved in the
He's
last 2
overrated.
Super Bowls.
He's so
Say what you
overrated.
want. He was in the last 2 Super Bowls, and he has a
2 out
Super
of
Bowl
3.
MVP.
2 of the last 3, not the last 2. 2 of the last 3.
No, because the
Eagles, Niners,
No.
Eagles.
right,
I think it's 2 of the last 3.
Eagles got bounced by the Bucks in the first round in between the Super Bowl appearances.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, they went Super Bowl, first round exit, Super Bowl win, first round exit. They're the most
Yeah.
inconsistent team. They're the most inconsistent good team in the league.
here we go from a hot take here. Buffalo needs to understand the NFL won't let them win a Super Bowl. And Travis and Pop Singer is old news.
Good. I agree with the second part. Get them out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sick and tired of the. I mean, I don't even blame Taylor Swift, and that's weird coming from me because I'm not a Taylor Swift fan per se. But it's not her fault. They put her on the camera 50,000 times a game.
You think
She's at
she
the
wants to
game.
request that?
I don't know
There's
if
a
she's
reason why
requesting
she's
it
in
or
a
not.
suite and like away from everyone else. Well, I mean, one, she probably wants out of the cold,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
two, like she doesn't want people to maul her all day.
and she's there to watch her boo, I guess, whatever the new kids call it. Her 6'7" to her 8'9".
I would be surprised if Kelsey plays next season, to be honest. After like the last
think he
couple
will?
years, I would be surprised if he does play. I'd be
Yeah, I don't
surprised if
think
he
he
does. I thought he should have retired last year, like ahead of last season, like because he went going out on the high. There was nothing else he had to prove. There was no reason for him to come back after their second straight Super Bowl. Instead of winning 3 straight, like even like this offseason, I thought he was going to retire because it's like you've won 2 of the last 3 Super Bowls, but there's nothing else. There's literally nothing else he could have done this season that would have increased his.
He's going to
legacy
go
at
down
all.
as the best tight end of his generation.
Yeah, like there was no
Gronk.
need for him to play this season outside of him just not wanting to retire. Outside of his own ego getting in his own way.
Gronk.
And Sam, I would say Gronkowski is better than Kelsey, but I just mean I would call those different generations because when Kelsey was starting to get big, Gronk was on the way out.
True.
Dan
No,
says he used to plan
there's
the
no doubt
fake
about it
cut
that
it.
Kelsey's been the best tight end in like the last number. Of
Now I
years.
think the next best tight end is probably going to be George Kittle. I love Kittle.
No, give me Colston Loveland.
Kittle. But-
Kittle's almost on his way. Like
Kittle's old as well. Like Kittle's
Yeah.
not exactly young.
Kittle's Kelsey's
Is he
generation.
like my age? I'm not that old guy.
But that
Well,
rule-
like
that
Travis
exception-
Kelsey's like nearing mid-30s now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
He's only he's only like 35. Travis Kelsey's 36, sorry.
Okay, he's Dan's age. Dan is a spring chicken.
George Kittle's 32.
Yeah, he's my age basically. He's not old. I
Yeah, he
guess
just
for
tore his
football-
ACL. Like not his ACL. He tore his Achilles. So he might not
Achilles, I
even play
think?
next season. I think it was his Achilles.
Yeah.
I thought that's what it was. I could be wrong though. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong because I probably am.
Back to more comments. So you're still promoting Mahomes. I don't even like Patrick Mahomes.
Me
But
neither. I don't like how I don't like his
No,
voice
just
either. It
because of
sounds weird.
Little Virtues says so.
Yeah, he
Like-
tore his Achilles, Kittle. Kittle tore his Achilles.
Look, the thing
Mahomes
the only
was
thing I say
ACL,
about
right?
Patrick
Yeah,
Mahomes,
Mahomes was ACL. I
like
said
him,
ACL by accident.
Oh,
like Mahomes, hate Mahomes, want to marry Mahomes, want to ask him
Ew.
out for coffee. Well, I guess
No.
he can't remarry him. He's already married, but unless he becomes like sister wives.
I'm
but-
not introducing him to Tim Hortons right now.
At the end of the day, Patrick Mahomes gets it done. And that's why he's always held in this. I even make the same argument about Gerald Burrow because he got it done. I think that's why people hold him in such that high remark. He's the one that took down Mahomes. Right?
Well, he
And-
actually had protection in his first couple of years.
yeah.
Gosh,
But
he'd be
what
lucky
I
if he
mean
doesn't
is
snap
that's
the ball and then
until-
get sacked.
again,
in the
I
next
love
second.
Josh Allen, but until he gets it done, and not saying it's his fault,
Until
not
he has
saying
the
it's solely
team
his
around
fault,
him and
because
doesn't
let's
have
be
to do
honest,
everything.
if Josh Allen was not on the Bills team, the Bills would have maybe won 5 games?
if If
even
James
that.
Cook might have got them 5 wins. The problem
they
is
might have had the same record as the Jets.
they're not a good team. The receiving core, besides of Shakur, is sus. Cook's a good running back, but he fumbles it too often. The secondary
I
can't
wouldn't say
catch.
too often.
The
I think this last
linebacking
game
group
was-
can't tackle. The Bills are not good. Josh
Yeah.
Allen is just such a freak of nature, and I say that in a positive way, that they're able to win as many games. Not to open up last night's wounds, but you're doing it anyway.
I agree with this, but the only thing, and obviously this is a true statement, but the only reason why they got there, and the only reason why they've gotten there in the past, is because of mistakes early in the game. This game, it was because of Josh Allen's interceptions, and the defense just can't stop anybody. The previous years, it's been because of the defense. They don't know how to stop and like you said, their linebackers just look at the person running down, and they don't.
They
do
can't make an
anything.
open field
They
tackle.
try and tackle, and they just run right past him.
However, do I agree with Dan Gray's point to a point? I do. And it's interesting. If you actually read the NFL, it's considered an entertainment league, not a sports league. Unlike the NHL, CFL, NBA, if you actually read the fine print in their contracts, they're assigned as entertainers and not athletes like the
Why would they
WWE.
do that? That is so weird.
But that's
money,
always
TV
the
money.
controversy,
Yeah.
They
right?
make
And
a lot of money in TV dollars.
I'm just curious to see, like, again, I'm not going to blame the Bills' loss on the officiating. I'm seeing it a lot. I even on our shorts that we posted, we got a lot of back and forth conversations of some people thinking we're right, some people thinking we're idiots when we're talking about the whole Josh Allen to Lamar Jackson and how neither of them have been able to prove they're franchise guys. And by the way, we love all the comments, and it's more than fine if you disagree with us. That's the whole point of these open dialogue shows, right?
I think the people in the chat know what they're talking about right now.
Oh, we do.
I agree with
we have
Dan.
some phenomenal conversations here.
Dan's gonna love this.
Dan is gorgeous. I mean, I don't know if you mean Dan Gray or Dan Moore, but they're both very nice, sharp.
Wow, way to feed Dan's ego.
But yeah, I guess out of running back, yeah. If you're in your early to mid 30s, you're basically retired as a running back. Especially quarterbacks and kickers are really the only.
Don't
ones
tell
that
Derrick
play.
Henry that, but
Yeah, don't tell
also, he didn't have a
King
great
Henry
season
that.
this year.
Yeah,
There is the anomaly, right? But I mean,
Yeah.
Again, I apologize. I keep using CFL as an example. I just know the league better. But you look at Kadeem Carey. He went from almost winning the MOP to not even be able to make a roster just because he hit his mid 30s, right? Like you don't
That's
see that in
weird,
other
because
sports.
he was
But because
really good until he wasn't on a roster.
Football was such a violent sport. I would argue it's the most violent sport in the world. That you can't, as you get older, your body just can't.
Well, it's
just
because
take the hit.
football's built on physicality. Like you have
got
to
the script
tackle
in
the
the
guy
chat.
to stop the play.
And yeah, you know what, Dan? I mean, and by the way, when he's saying all this, Mr. Gray, I know him very well. He's not even a Bills fan. He's an Eagles fan. So it's not like there's a bias here on his comments. And you're not the only one who's feeling this way, that the NFL has this. And I do wonder, the more fans start to feel cheated, does the NFL attendance and viewership start to sink? And I shouldn't say sink, start to decline a little bit. Because I felt that in the last Super Bowl between the Chiefs and the Eagles. Like, there was one horrendous PI call. Everyone went ballistic on social media, and all of a sudden the game was reffed actually pretty well. Mind you, there were calls in both sides in the Broncos-Bills game. There was one where the Bills were driving in overtime where probably should have been a hold, which would have counted as a safety, which would have meant the Broncos would have won. It's a real toss-up, right? And it's so tough.
I agree. But with the holding calls, there's holding on almost every single play. It's just, do the refs see it?
And this is another interesting topic as well, like how sports betting has drastically changed the world of sports.
Well, it's that as well, but they don't care as long as their TV partners are happy, because their TV partners pay them quadrillions and upon billions of dollars.
You look how much a Super Bowl ad goes for, it's crazy.
Well, the reason of that is because people actually watch the Super Bowl ads. Marketers are not going to pay for ads. Like, they're not going to pay top dollars for ads if they're not going to be watched. The Super Bowl is one of the events every year that people actually watch the ads.
Whether you're a football fan or not, you watch it.
I don't watch the ads. I watch it purely for football. I don't really care about the halftime show. I just care about the football. But I'm a football person.
Well, you're not a Bad Bunny fan?
I'm not an entertainment person. I'm a sports person.
That is fair. I know Adam sits at home.
Although the
and just listens to Bad Bunny
CFL
all
Grey
day.
Cup halftime shows for the last few years have been pretty good. So
Yeah, actually, I will say that I'm not even a big MGK fan. I thought he did a great job last
he
year.
impressed. He impressed.
And I saw Green Day live when they were in Hamilton.
That was
and
my favorite one.
That was actually
That was
really
my
good.
favorite one.
But no, I think we're gonna have some very interesting games today. I'm really looking forward to seeing how these ones play out. And I'm now at this point now, my team's going into the playoffs were the Bills and the 49ers. They're both gone. I just want to see some good football. I want to see good football.
I'm with you, Jacob. I'm with you.
Officials not dictating endings unless they're legitimate calls. And I can't wait to have further discussions in the offseason if we need to bring in coaches' challenges to overtime. Because that's a big conversation I can't wait to have with everyone. I know I've already got some flack.
That's going to be the interesting conversation because clearly whoever's up there in the booth who's supposed to be looking at all this stuff is clearly not doing their job properly.
Dan is very pleased that people think he's a good-looking mother fluffer.
Oh, nice save there, Jacob.
Same as the Indiana tomorrow night. Great season, great team, but Miami is only at 8.5 down.
Why are people surprised by that? This Miami team has been very good in all of their playoff games. Is this like that Miami defense is good?
Dan
like,
just
why
said
are people
yes.
like that is not exactly surprising that Miami are in. I'm surprised Indiana is not greater than 8.5, I guess, but it's like not surprising, I guess.
Yes is probably the most commonly used word by Dan in messages.
Yes, that is. He just likes the word yes.
Or I know.
Or sorry, I was in the washroom.
Yeah,
well,
that's another
I don't
one.
hear that.
Well, that's a surprise. Indiana will probably lose, according to. What do you think about this, Adam and Sam? You guys follow college football.
Indiana's offense is miles better than Miami's offense. Their
Yeah.
defenses are pretty close.
Carson Beck is not exactly. I don't like Carson Beck.
Cannot put up 40 points against Indiana.
It's not true.
Fernando Mendoza can put up 50 points if he's on.
Yeah, this is going to be. I
but
don't
again,
think it's a
like
guarantee.
Miami could pull off the upset.
Miami is capable. Their defense is very capable of shutting down Indiana's offense.
I don't think that question was directed at you.
I would say though, this is like a premium Dan.
I'm talking to Dan Moore, by the way.
No clue.
Yeah, Dan has no idea what's going on. Dan does not know what's going on at all.
No, but that's like the ultimate Dan Moore answer. No clue.
No idea what's going on. But, no clue who's gonna win.
But hey, I'm sure I will say, from what I've seen from some highlights, college football playoffs seems like some of the most exciting football you'll watch.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, there have been some good games. There's been some bad games, but there have been some very good games.
And I'd even say that about the playoffs in the NFL this year. I think this has actually been a much more entertaining playoffs than years past.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. It's been much better. It's been much more competitive.
Talk to you later, Mr. Dan Gray. But before we head off for the night, the day, afternoon, whatever it is, you guys know I love to bring in CFO in every conversation because that's one of my things. So I'm curious if you guys saw Darius Pickett's quote about his limited negotiations with Ottawa. So this is just a bit of part of the quote. I'm not sure why. The only picture I could find of him that was good was him T-posing. But
is that in the Hammer?
The season went, I thought it would have went differently. I should be a real priority for Ottawa. Basically, Ottawa didn't even really offer him a contract.
I wonder if that has anything to do with Mr. I forgot
Ryan
his name
Dinwiddie.
Already. Yes, Mr. Dinwiddie. I wonder if that has anything to do with Mr. Dinwiddie.
By the way, Pickett led the team in tackles for loss, and led the linebacking group for knockdowns.
Wow.
He played special teams.
That is
he is one of the.
That's a rough loss for Ottawa.
His nickname's the party starter because he's one of these guys that just really, he's a game changer, right? And I'm really surprised Ottawa didn't even offer him anything because I think he potentially was the best linebacker going into free agency.
Yeah.
So it's a
Is
real
Ottawa
shock.
Is Ottawa? I guess Ottawa has somebody they want to go after. Then I guess. They have somebody in mind they want to go after.
It'll be interesting. I'm just trying to think in free agency who's better than the only thing would be, and this is I hate to say this, and I hope I'm wrong.
McManus.
Is McManus going to Ottawa with Ryan Dinwiddie? Now, mind you,
I really hope it's not.
And McManus play different sides of the linebacking. Because if they can keep McManus, your linebacker crew in Toronto will be Cameron Judge, Winton McManus, and Adarius Pickett. That is going to be arguably the best linebacking crew in the CFL.
That's crazy.
I
don't think McManus even wants to leave. I don't know. He hasn't given any indication he wants to leave.
I don't think he wants to leave Toronto. If he left Toronto, if him and Ryan Dinwiddie get it along well, I don't know if he's one of the ones who gave the Dinwiddie coaching staff a D- on the grading system.
If I am an Argos fan, but I would not want to play in Toronto because I'm not playing in front of 8,000 fans again. A game.
A little more than 8,000, but yeah, I mean, they do get these.
I feel so bad for the Argos. Like they get no fans, and it's like the best deal in town.
I will say about Argo games, though, for the people who are there, they certainly know what they're doing.
Wow,
like it's a very passionate fan base that goes. The attendance has been on a slight incline the last 4 years.
That's good.
Like they're averaging now around 14,000 people a game, where it used to. I remember going to a game
almost as much as Hamilton because they can only seat like just over 20.
Oh, there was a game I went to, and it was the first year I moved to working in the Halton region. It was a random Monday night, and there was 6,000 people there.
Monday night,
the attendance is drastically improved, right? Adam, this was before I even knew you existed. But I'm very curious to see what the Ottawa Redblacks do in free agency. Ryan Dinwiddie is now the GM, obviously, there. So you do wonder if he just didn't like Darius Pickett for some reason. Like Pickett is
well, clearly he's like either it's him or somebody else on his staff that like Toronto players seemingly didn't like, because that's a rough score to give.
They had the worst coaching staff grade in the league, and that's a very similar coaching staff that won 2 Grey Cups in 4 years.
Yeah, that's like there's something happened that we of course don't know about, and I don't know if we'll ever know about what happened. But like clearly, there was a clear clearly a difference between the players and the coaching staff this year.
They asked him
that led to what happened on the field.
He didn't really say much, which I'm not surprised, right? He kind of just said, well, we didn't prepare the players well enough to win games, and we need to build a better culture in Ottawa like I used to in Calgary.
It is snowing in Foxborough right now, and the Patriots are about to have the ball.
They both just had 3
Their team just dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should sign off and start watching these great football games.
They barely got that ball off.
Yeah, back-to-back 3-and-outs from both teams. Early 3-and-outs.
Well, like I said, I think this game might be I just hope it's just not these offenses suck. I hope the defenses are good, if that makes sense.
That's what I said, yeah. I don't want a defensive game where the offenses just can't do anything. I want defensive game where the defense is making plays. I think the defense wants that too.
Well, yeah, because let's be honest, if it's a really boring game, people are just going to turn off the TV and, I don't know, watch golf.
Yeah, and then good old Roger Goodell is going to have people screaming at him, hey, where's my viewership? Like, tell the refs to ref it better.
Football time!
Yeah.
But I would say on that, thank you very much for tuning in at the analyst desk for an NFL Super Sunday preview. Plus, we got some CFL in there. I'm surprised we didn't get a single Leaf comment today. That's a new one.
Me too.
So usually someone just randomly comments, Austin Matthews sucks.
Don't cue Dan's comments, okay?
Turn the TV off, according to Dan. He's just Dan doesn't even like Kendrick Lamar. I don't know why he keeps holding him.
What?
He doesn't?
No, he doesn't like Kendrick Lamar.
He likes that kind of stuff, so I'm surprised.
He does.
Damn it, Dan.
Oh,
I don't either.
Go Leafs. Yes, Dan, go Leafs. The Leafs do play on Monday night, which that game is on Amazon Prime. But I do want to thank everyone very much for joining us at the analyst desk. I'm sure we'll probably be back for like a recap show at the end of the day. So Be on the lookout on our social medias. If you're not following our social medias, well, I don't know what you're doing. You should be following them. Make sure you
That's a
give them a follow.
disgrace.
It is.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly. How could you not?
if
Like-
you say our social media is bad, here's what I say.
It's not true.
Because our social media is great. And if someone tells you not to watch the Analyst Desk,
He's an idiot.
because the Analyst Desk is great. And remember,
There's
if you
that
haven't
Toronto
already,
bias
Subscribe
coming in
to our
from Dan.
channel.
make sure you
Yeah.
subscribe to the channel. I like Drake. He is bigger. And I think Dan means that in a
What?
way that I don't want to get into. So
What?
thank you very much for joining us at the
Oh.
Analyst Desk. Joined by
You ain't say
Sam, who just
better?
wants baseball. And of course, by Adam, who was not bit by a spider.
Dude, I
He was
want
bit by a
baseball,
goat.
man.
And myself,
Yes.
Jacob Moore, the sports analyst. Thank you very much
Self-proclaimed
for
sports
watching. And
analyst.
until next time, when you're at the Analyst Desk, every day feels like game day. Bye-bye. 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 Tomato.